everybody, this is Amy from My Journey Tidbits, and I am going to give you an update finally. I know you all are just waiting for me to be back on here to tell you what's been going on with me and why it's been taking so long. So this is going to be our update video, and I'm excited to tell you what has happened. Okay, so the last video I think I talked to you about how I was getting ready to go through finals and doing Kaplan, which is a program to help you pass the NCLEX. So the first thing with finals, I'm looking at my notes if you're wondering, I had to take PEDS final, a pharmacology final, a med-surg final. I had clinicals that I had to get through and pass. I mean, you still get graded on it even though there's not an actual test. The test is that you're there, that you're presentable, that you are active, you're doing whatever needs to be done, you're learning whatever needs to be learned, you're being professional. There's all kinds of things that are mixed in with the clinical thing, and then also the worker characteristics. And so you're graded on all of that, plus there was a vocational relations thing that we did, and we were graded on that. So did I pass? Did I pass all of them? Yes, I did. I actually didn't do horribly bad. Okay, so my final grades were they weren't great, but they were where I needed them to be. And then for the whole year I got an 88%. So I'm satisfied with that. I wish I could have done a lot better, but I'm telling you, it's a difficult program, and unless you are super smart, at least for me, I really have to work for what I get. So I did not get the highest grades, but I did do pretty well, and I did pass, so that's all that matters. I did pass. So moving on with that, so before graduation we had to do Kaplan, which is the program that helps you with NCLEX, and so we had to do a prediction test. We did a prediction test. We did a class video for 2 days. I think that's what it's called, video class, with the Kaplan people. So then we did the predictor test. The predictor test, I went in not with the greatest mind. I guess I was thinking it wasn't going to be a big deal. And when I get in there, and they told us this in the beginning, so it wasn't like it was something new that I had just heard or something that was sprung up. But for some reason it just hit me as I was sitting there when my DON says, you have to get a 65 or you're not going to pass. So that's when it just hit me and the pressure was on. So I, of course, was the last one to leave the test, and actually I didn't even get to leave the test. So this is what happened. So everybody is taking the test. You have 100 questions, I think it was. You had 2 hours to get them done, or maybe it was it 85 questions or 100 questions? I can't remember. I was stressed out at that point. So you have a time limit. You have so many questions you have to do, and you have to get over 65%. And you would think, oh, that's going to be easy. But these questions are pretty hard, and if you didn't do your work through the year, you're not going to pass this test. So, and if you didn't keep studying, I mean, it's a constant ongoing thing. So I was the last one to leave. The teacher came over to me, because you're not supposed to get up or anything, you just have to raise your hand just like you would during the actual Kaplan or actual NCLEX. She comes over and then she does the clicking and everything to find out what you got, and I was just panicked. I was so panicked. I don't remember ever feeling like this during any tests where I have been so stressed out. In the middle of it, I had to go to the bathroom so bad that that I finally had to raise my hand and say, please let me go to the bathroom. And she said, well, the clock is still running. And I said, I know. So I go to the bathroom. I look in the mirror. My eyes are so bloodshot. I guess my blood pressure or my body was just not handling this very well. So anyways, I get to the end. She clicks on it and I have a 77. I just pretty much collapsed on my desk and I start crying. I didn't cry at first. She didn't want me to start crying, but then everyone started coming in and I just started bawling. And so I didn't have a chance to just walk it off. I couldn't move. I just had to stay in that one spot and think about what just happened. I just passed this test and I am moving on. I was such a mess. I was so happy, but so unbelievable. I could not believe. I couldn't believe it. And, you know, I've always been saying, you know, whatever God's will is for me, that I'm willing to go with whatever it is. Whether I pass or fail, I'm good. But there's so much stress with it that, and I honestly, I didn't think I would get through even the third semester or the third trimester, and here I was. I got through the third trimester, and I also did very well on the predictor test, which was a 77. I was one of, I think it was, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe one of 5 or 6 people who got the 77 or 78. I don't think anybody got higher than that. I don't think. Everybody else was below that, but everybody did pass. They did get 65 or better. So that was such a relief, but like I said, I didn't have a chance to just go walk for a minute, go to the bathroom, do it, whatever I needed to do. It was immediate. Everybody came in. My friend Barbara, who you guys have seen in previous videos, she's like, what did you make? What did you make? And I scrolled up so she could see. And she said, you passed, you passed. And I just started bawling again. And she goes, why are you crying? It was just, I was a mess. I don't know. So she gave me a big hug, and then the DON comes in immediately. And she starts talking to us, and the classroom was so quiet, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just I'm making these silly sounds because I'm so emotionally drained from all of this, and I couldn't believe I passed it, and I did. So moving on, I got that. I got through that, and I get to go to graduation. So I'm even getting a little bit emotional now just thinking about it all, because it was so awesome and wonderful all at the same time. Okay, so after that same day, our teacher took the whole class out for dinner with her husband, and it was so wonderful. That was such a great thing. I don't know if, I'm not sure if a teacher has ever done that before, so that was very, very cool. I like that. So we have graduation, and we had to do a little graduation thing, practice beforehand, and then the graduation night came, and that was a good night. We got to wear a cap and gown, and I hate those caps. I don't know if anybody else likes to wear those stupid caps, but I hate the caps. Just a regular graduation cap. They look horrible on you. So anyways, so I get pictures done, and we had it in a church building, and it was very pretty. We had a lot of people there, and it was just our class. It was just the 9 of us. I think it was 9 people who graduated. Yeah, 9 people who graduated, and that was it. But we had almost a full house there. I think that the church building held 200 people, and I think we had it pretty packed anyways. But so but to my daughter, the teacher told us that we could decorate the top of our hats, and I had never been able to do that before, so I was really, really excited. And I had Leah, my daughter, she is trying to become an artist, and she's really wonderful at it, and I hope one day I'll be able to do a video with her. But so I asked her, she likes to do anime, and I asked her to make a picture of something similar to this one, for the Florence Nightingale. I don't know if you can see that. You can see that on Google. I just looked. Anyways, she made a tremendous turnaround in the healthcare, and so all the soldiers that were being treated, she would take care of. And the thing with the lamp was she would go through during the night. I think that she was the only one allowed to go through and check all of the patients to see if they were okay, and she had her little lamp to kind of guide her way and to show her what, light up the patient that she was looking at. So, and I just fell in love with that, and I fell in love with this picture. This is not Florence Nightingale, but this is similar to, it makes me think of Florence Nightingale. So anyway, so I had my daughter make one of me doing similar to me, and so this is what I had her make, and I might have to just show you a picture of it. I went ahead and put all this on there, but she made this thing here, and I'm just so pleased with it. But I said, Leah, why are you making me smile? And she said, Mom, because you're always smiling, and it would be wrong not to have you on here smiling and being able to be happy doing what you're doing. And I thought, well, that makes a whole lot of sense. Thank you. So what I have on here is Finally Now I'm the Lady with the Lamp, which is Florence Nightingale, 2019. And as I said, I have on there our quoted scripture verse that we were told each other all the time when we just felt down or low or whatever. I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. Philippians 4:13. And everybody decorated their hats, and I hope. But it was such a beautiful graduation. We had to do a Florence Nightingale pledge, which is, so first of all, we would stand there. They would hand us our lamp that we took home for ourselves. And then this is just a little mechanical thing. You push it down, and hopefully it would stay lit. You would hold this, and then you would quote the Florence Nightingale pledge. Which says, I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to pass my life in purity and to practice my profession faithfully. I will abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous, and will not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession, and will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping, and all family affairs coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling. With loyalty will I endeavor to aid the physician in his work, and devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care. And everybody said that together. And it was just a beautiful thing. I just loved it. And this is not plastic. This is ceramic. So I was surprised by that. I thought it would be just a little plastic cheap thing, but it wasn't. The Gideons, I'm sure everybody knows about Gideons, always passing out the free Bibles. Well, they gave everybody, all the nurses, a free white Bible. So that was really nice. And then this is the piece of paper. It wasn't actually our diploma, but this was the piece of paper they gave us that looked like a diploma. And this is the nursing cap that they gave us. Actually, we had to buy them. So we had, the school made up invitations for us if we wanted to use them, and so that was nice. We had that, and then I made my own little invitation for everybody to go along with it, with more information on it. We did, the pinning ceremony was mixed in with all of that, and this is the pin I choose. You could buy one from the school, but it was way more money than I had, so they told us we did not have to use those and that we could buy our own. So I went ahead and I went on Etsy, and I wish I could remember the name of the person who makes these. If I remember to look it up, I'll put it on here. So this was my pin. I don't know. It says Amy, LPN 2019, TCAT. With God, all things are possible. Matthew 19:26. Another wonderful verse that just spoke volumes to me, because without God I would have never made it through any of this. I give all praise to God for this journey of mine, and I'd say the only reason I got through is because he has a plan for me. That's all I can say about that. And then, so then I passed the NCLEX. So let me tell you the story about that. We could not get the paperwork information was sent, but because of all the holidays, and I guess there's a lot of people wanting to become nurses, so we had to take our turn, I guess. So instead of waiting just 2 or 3 weeks to be able to take the test, it ended up being a month and a half, actually 2 months, almost 2 full months for me. Yeah, it was definitely 2 full months for me to go take that test. So I was really nervous about that, because 2 months is a long time in between graduation and having all that knowledge in there fresh in your brain, and then waiting 2 months and then taking the test. But I studied. I can't say I studied every day, but because I was worn out from a whole year of 5 days per week doing nothing but schoolwork in a classroom setting, then coming home, doing more schoolwork, going to bed and doing it all over again. And then on the weekends, having a job, which I only worked 8 hours, but it was just very, very, very stressful, very time consuming, and hardly any free time. So I took some time off after graduation to just enjoy myself and try to de-stress. And then right after Christmas, I started studying. I didn't start study hard, but I just kept it up. Every week every day I tried to do something. Not every day got something, but I did try every day to do something. So by the time February, when was it? That was just this week. February 17th came. That was last week, I think. Was it last week? No, that was this Monday. Sorry. February 17th came, and I was able to take the test. In my mind, I had a whole nother picture of what this place looked like. I had in my head that this was a humongous room with a lot of seating, and that was not at all the case. It was very interesting. You go into the front room, they sign you in, you have to read some paperwork, they do some hand scans and vein scans on your wrists, I think it is, and then you go into another room where there's glass all over, and then the next room where they're looking in through the glass, there's just one row in a U shape, so you have all these desks on this side, the desks over here, and then the desks over here, and that was it. So it's a lot smaller than I was assuming. I was assuming it was going to be a whole lot bigger than that. But I guess because they need to watch everybody, make sure nobody's cheating, make sure nothing's going on, that they do it that way. But I had a whole nother scenario in my head, and so I, of course, was nervous about that. Um, let's see. I put earplugs in. They give you an option to do earplugs or sound canceling headphones that you could put on, and I chose the earplugs. I think that was a whole lot better. But the whole time, because I'm sure my blood pressure was up, my pulse was just going crazy, and so I had these earplugs in, and all I could hear was my pulse going. So that was a little bit irritating, but I got through it. So NCLEX gives you for an LPN in Tennessee, they give you either 85 up to 205, and you have 5 hours to get it done. And that includes the time that the computer teaches you how the test works, and you have to go through a series of different things there. But it's all combined in that 5 hours. So I prayed and prayed that God, please don't let me get more than 85 questions. I did not want to go more than 85. And so the test seemed really hard, even though I was working all the time on the Kaplan questions. And by the way, Kaplan is a whole lot like NCLEX. So if you're getting ready to do this, totally recommend doing the Kaplan. It was very helpful. But anyways, so I'm at 83, then 84, I get to 85, I finish 85, and the computer shuts down. I'm like, yes! I was so happy I didn't have to go 205 questions. It was such an awesome, awesome thing. And then you had to go through another bunch of questions for the facility and all of that. So I left, but I did not feel good about it, though. And from what I understand, nobody ever feels good about their NCLEX test when they leave. I certainly did not. I did not think I failed, or I did not think I passed at all. But I was very grateful that I didn't have to sit there for 5 hours doing this 205 questionnaire. So I got a lot of select all that apply. It feels like I got a lot. I did not get any math questions, and I got a lot of questions concerning what would you do in this case if we were having a class for a group of older adults on this particular subject. What would you add to the conversation? What would you recommend adding to the conversation? I got several of those, and I'm like, what is the deal? But no math questions for me, and which I was surprised. I figured I would have a lot of that, but I didn't. So I go home. My friend calls me up. She says, you need to do the trick and see if you pass. So I did do the trick. I didn't do it at first. But later on I did. And the trick is, if you can go on to re-register to take the test again, don't put in the right information on your credit card, and then click through and see if it will let you go through or not. Well, it did not let me go through, so that meant supposedly that I passed. Of course, I didn't get excited about that. I'm not going to get excited about that because it wasn't a for sure thing, although 99.9% supposedly people who do it does work for them. So I said, I'm just going to wait the 30 plus hours, and I have to wait to find out. Well, Wednesday morning came. I looked it up, and there I am. I am now a licensed practical nurse. Honestly, I don't know what to think about that. I sat there. I did not get excited like I normally do with everything. Usually I'm like, oh, with everything. But this, I am scared to death. This is going to be real life now. This is no more practice. This is actually real stuff that I'm going to be doing. So I have to put everything that I've learned into practice. And I'm excited to do it, but I'm also very scared. even though I've already been training throughout January and February. I've been training at the place I'm going to be working. So I've been working with some wonderful nurses that we have up there, and very patient. This whole experience, everyone's been very patient with me. I haven't had any really bad experiences anywhere, really. I've had a great experience with that. But now, starting Friday, I get to do it all by myself, and that is what's nerve-wracking for me. I'm a little bit scared about it, but so I am getting a little excited. You know, I'm happy. I'm happy. Whatever God's will is for me in this journey, I am ready for it. There's going to be some things I'm not going to like, I'm sure, but I love helping people, and I just want to do that, and that's why I got into this whole thing. So that's it. I am now a licensed practical nurse. So this is the letter that states that I am now a licensed practical nurse. They are going to be sending me some more stuff through the mail. I think it takes 6 weeks for me to get all that, but I can practice now, so that's what I'm going to start doing. And I just hope I do it justice. I hope I can remember everything I need to remember, and I can be a great, wonderful thing for the people that I care for, and I'm very happy about being able to do that. So I'm going to leave it there. If you guys have any questions for me, maybe things that I didn't think about telling you about, just let me know and put it in the comments below. And now it's time for my new journey, and I'm excited and a little scared at the same time, but I'm ready to go. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long and boring for you. But I just felt like you needed to know what was going on and why I hadn't posted a video yet. It's just, I've just been busy and just trying to calm down and just trying to get through this process. But hopefully I'm going to get some more videos up. I'm going to have more time to do that, and I'm going to be able to see you guys a whole lot more now. So I hope you all have a good one. Don't forget to push the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or comments, and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, thank you. Bye.